We are back, everybody, on the Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John, the radio digest version of the Santa Clarita Gazette and free classifieds for all you need to know to be in the know. And you are listening to Santa Clarita's Gem, their hometown station, AM-1220 KHTS.
Gem?
Yeah, it's our little gem, our city's gem.
You just made that up. That's a new marketing campaign. You should have copyrighted that.
Maybe I'll get paid more.
Are you like, wait a minute, you're getting paid? Wait a minute, he's getting paid? Wait a minute, where's Kyle? Kyle Jennings, the office man. You're getting paid?
No, I was joking.
Oh, okay, never mind then. What are we doing now? Are we talking sports yet? Is it time to go home?
Oh, no, it's time for our national correspondent.
Oh, our foreign national correspondent.
Our national, too.
Well, we don't really
Whatever the heck he is. Right. Robert Patrick Lewis, are you with us?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
How are you today?
Great. How you guys doing?
Doug's concerned he's building a bunker in the hills.
Good man.
I'm hoarding water and trying to figure out a way to open up a pizza parlor to pay my tax bill.
Robert, seriously, I don't want to dwell on this, but I think you read my rant, and people call me a wacko freak for all this survival stuff about getting ready for economic collapse.
That was only me, and I did it once, okay?
Terrorism. I mean, you kind of agree with me, right? We could be in some deep doo-doo at some point.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, I used to watch this Disney cartoon when I was a little kid about an ant that or the grasshopper that never prepared, and the ants have to save his butt when it comes wintertime. That's the unfortunate thing about being somebody that does prepare. You're called a prepper, and some people call you crazy or whatever, but when it really hits the fan and everybody else is in some pretty dire straits, you can sit and be fat and happy, and you just laugh for the all the way to the bank.
So you agree it could hit the fan?
Yeah, I do. I mean, here in Southern California, it's not if it could, it's when it will. It's whether it's some kind of economic collapse, whether it's another natural disaster like another huge earthquake, social unrest. There's so many different things that will happen here in Southern California. Our drought that's going on right now, there are so many different things. People don't think about knock-on consequences, and that's the problem with most of the people in our society today. They don't look beyond today, ever. They don't look at the knock-on consequences of what we're doing right now. They don't look at the greater world around them. They just look at their happy little comfortable bubble, and they think everything's okay. And they're not looking a year, 2 years, 10 years down the road.
Did you hear that, Dana?
Wow. Jeez. Well, that's cheery. Thanks for that one. So, Rob, what do you like in the Final Four?
Yeah, unfortunately, I spend too much of my day in doom and gloom.
I know. What do you do for fun, Rob?
Yeah, that's a tough one. For fun, I play with me.
Hey, Robert, couple things going on in the last couple of days. What about this nuclear deal with Iran? I mean, I'm getting both sides. I'll be honest, I'll hear one side talk, and they'll say this is a good deal, this can prevent a war, which would be terrible, and then you hear the other side saying all this is going to lead to is a nuclear disaster. Where do you land?
If I wanted to play happy, sunshiny, just be naive and believe everything in the world is great, I would think, yeah, it's a good deal, right? But when you look beyond it, right? So what Netanyahu is saying about this deal is that it's bad because it's paving the way for them to create nuclear proliferation, right? It's not actually destroying their centrifuges. It's not taking away a lot of the things. They're basically saying they're going to change from creating nuclear technology to research in other fields. But the biggest problem with this, even Hans Blix, one of the International Atomic Energy Association guys, one of the most famous, I think, names from that, if you watch Team America World Police, you know that name very well. But that's, even his biggest thing to say about this was, with Iran, they can say everything they want all day long about, all of their nuclear technology. The biggest problem is most of their stuff we know they have, we don't know where they have it. And that's the entire point of this deal is we're kind of hoping them to stay to their word and tell us where all their different stuff is, and that's something to deal with. But we know they have bunkers. We know they have underground nuclear research facilities.
And I guarantee you those ones. It's trust and verify.
But
we're going to trust them and verify.
But we're not going to be allowed to verify. Is that correct?
No. It's trust and verify.
I know, but are we going to be able to verify everything?
Oh,
are we going to be able to go in and look at every single underground bunker?
Everywhere that we tell them we want to go, they'll take us.
But it gets.
Did you notice there's something wrong with that, Doug? Yeah. Everywhere we ask to go, they'll be more than happy to show us.
Right.
Eventually.
Yeah, of course.
After they clean it up.
So it depends on which side of the fence. And even reading about this, if you look at the various news agencies that are talking about this, it's funny because, we try to pretend that we don't have partisan mainstream media. But if you look at different media outlets and how they're reporting this, it's very, very different. And you can tell who are the Obama cheerleaders and who aren't, right? And so that's one of the scary things about this is, he doesn't have any real skin in the game anymore. He already fooled America into voting him back in office. He can't go for a third term so far, right? So far, unless he tries to pull something crazy on that one.
Can he do an executive order on that?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I heard rumors last year or the year before that he was trying to find a way, or people were trying to promote, him being able to go for a third term. But without that, there is no real skin in the game for him to do anything besides not making the Democrats look bad.
Oh, he's up for another Nobel Prize. Yeah,
jeez. Oh, that's a whole. I can't clean that up. I can't go into discussion with an expletive. But that's the biggest problem here. Is one of the key things when negotiating. You put your business hat on. If you have a bad deal, then wait until you get a better deal. Right? You don't have to accept a poor deal. If you have a poor deal, you don't have to accept it. And that's the unfortunate thing is you get a guy like Obama that has no business experience. And at all, most of his administration doesn't have any business experience, right? He chose people that are like him. A lot of lawyers, a lot of people from the left that just don't really have this kind of business and negotiating experience.
But Robert, the ones that do have experience, he ignores, correct?
Yeah, or he fires them.
Yeah.
Right, and so that's the problem is he doesn't understand negotiation unless it's for his own political winning, right? His own political gain. And so when it's something like, nuclear proliferation, who really cares about that? So it's a good deal or it's a bad deal. We better take it now or it's going to lead to war. Not so much. Iran knows we'd wipe the floor with them in a war right now. So
right now.
I don't think it's going to go to war. I really don't think it will, unless it's the ultimate war where everybody gets together and chooses sides and it leads to World War III. But I don't think that this is the issue that will do that.
No. All right, hey Robert, we're going to take a break. I'm going to go in the corner and cry because I'm going to tell you, and you insulted us.
It's a beautiful day here in San Francisco.
No, it's fine.
That's a good thing.
Call me an attorney. You're All right, you're listening to Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John on AM-1220 KHTS, Santa Cruz hometown station, with Robert Patrick Lewis, our national correspondent. We'll be right back.
We are back, folks, in Santa Cruz's hometown station, AM-1220 KHTS, with the Gazette Radio Hour and our national correspondent,
Mr. Sunshine,
former Green Beret, author. What else are you?
Mr. Sunshine.
Dad.
Mr. Sunshine.
Financial dude. Robert Patrick Lewis.
Harbinger of good news.
And I'm still waiting for my signed print hardback copy of the Pact. But I don't know how long I got to wait.
Yeah, it's going to presses on Monday.
Oh, cool.
The ebook and the audiobook have been doing extremely well.
I only do print.
Yeah, well, that's our big thing. We had to wait for a bunch of authors to get their reviews back so you can do that little inside cover, other authors' reviews things. And authors, I can tell you from my own personal experience, we just we're off on our own little world. So we have our own timeline, and we just started getting all the reviews in.
Deadlines don't mean a lot to you, do they?
Not so much.
Oh, wow. I just want to walk on part in the movie.
Yeah, me too.
That's going to be an extra. I'll be shy.
All right. Time out, guys. We got to get serious. Robert, the news just broke with how many Christians were murdered?
147.
Yeah. That and the way they did it. Did you hear about? They went to the classrooms, the dorm rooms, and what country was it in?
Kenya.
That's right. And they would walk in and they'd say Christian or Muslim, and if somebody said Christian, they blew their heads off.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with Islam. It has absolutely nothing to do with religion, according to Obama, right? And he's always truthful.
Doesn't this kind of remind you a little bit of the Nazis and the Jewish people?
Reminds me of a lot of different things, and we've been seeing it over and over and over. There are a lot of different things that are going on. I think it kind of dropped off the news that the Yazidis right now in the Middle East are the Christians that are being just annihilated, the Coptic Christians in Egypt. There have been stories of their churches being locked and then, the churches, everybody essentially in the congregation being burned alive while they're inside. But of course, according to Obama, it has nothing to do with Islam. So it's, it's just a coincidence that they walk in and ask you if you're Christian, and if you say yes, they blow your head off.
Isn't that part of their caliphate?
Yeah. Well, that's, at the end of the day, if you talk to extremists, that's their ultimate goal is to have a caliphate where everybody lives under Sharia law and every country is subjected to Islam.
Yikes. You guys are just cheering me up.
Sunny, happy stuff.
Yeah, wow. So the Final Four, are we talking...
Especially when you look into that part of Africa. Africa has a lot of different, very radical sects, and it all depends on where you are. So if you go to the Transahel, you have a group called the Tuaregs that they're essentially out of Mali, so underneath the Sahara. They're affiliated with Al Qaeda. You have Al Shabaab who coordinated these attacks. they're on more of the eastern side. You know, they started off in Somalia, but they're also aligned with Al Qaeda. You know, you have the AQAP, Al Qaeda, Arabian Peninsula. That's a lot of the stuff out of the Yemen. You got, I mean, they're all over the place, right? And so it's kind of scary that we still haven't got these guys in check yet. There are things that we could do, and I'm trying to kind of stay within my parameters of what I can talk about.
Right.
We've known about these guys for a very, very long time. They've been growing kind of unchecked for a long time. The French, of all people, have gone and done some very strong hits on them, especially in Somalia. But we've been kind of sitting on the sidelines and watching for a lot of them, just basically watching them grow. And it's unfortunate when something like this happens, especially when we had key targets within the organization when I was in Special Forces that we could have taken out. And we've had a lot of opportunities to prevent it.
Hey, John, I got some good news for you. Did you see the jobs report today?
Oh, well, the one.
You said you wanted to get cheered up.
You guys are killing me. You know, I'm just gonna. Where can I move to, Robert, where it's not that bad anymore?
Well, I'm telling you.
If only I had a bunker somewhere in like Colorado or something with a bunch of my friends where I could protect myself and my family.
You know, that's my biggest thing is if somebody were trying to move somewhere just for their family and for safety, I would say Colorado and Texas. You know, just for many reasons, besides the fact that, you know, it would be ultimate suicide for any military or any enemy to really try a large-scale attack there. You know, because you get some kid that has gone to a terrorist training camp for maybe 3 months and got training that walks into a mall with an AK. You walk into Houston where everybody's packing a pistol and they've been shooting since they were 5 years old, they're going to be Swiss cheese pretty quickly. You know, so that's why they stay away from there. That's why they go to the places they go where they know they're not going to get a lot of blowback. And so that's why, in all honesty, if you go to somewhere like Colorado or Texas, you're safer because of the general people, because of the populace, because everybody there generally knows how to defend themselves, and all of our enemies know that too.
I think I'll move to Palm Springs or to Key West.
Key West. Actually, Key West, 7th Group is in that area now.
Exactly.
So, yeah, you'd be pretty safe down there too.
All right.
All right, we're going to cut you loose, Robert Patrick Lewis, so John and I can talk a little bit of basketball in the 1 minute we have left. We thanks a lot for you.
Unless you want to
to
stick around and talk, you know, Final Four. I know you're so into that.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'll just be a waste of space on that one. But hey, happy Good Friday, guys. Happy Easter.
Say to you.
Happy Easter to everybody. All right.
See ya. Thanks a lot.
All right, Robert Patrick Lewis, author, harbinger of sunshine. So, all right, so Doug,
I'm telling you right now, if Wisconsin plays the way they did in the second half against Arizona, they're beating Kentucky tomorrow.
All right, I'm writing that down because that's not going to happen.
If they shoot 79% again from the field in the second half,
they're not going to shoot 79% against.
I'm just
against
saying
Kentucky.
if they do.
And if pigs could fly, they'd be my uncle. Wow, talking about a mixed metaphor there. No, there's no way anybody's shooting 74%. I said at the start of the tournament, it's Kentucky's to lose.
Right.
When I saw the brackets, it was Kentucky's to lose.
Okay. And tomorrow?
Tomorrow, it's Kentucky's to lose.
Okay, real quick. Duke, Michigan State.
Kentucky, Michigan State, only because I hate Duke.
Okay. I say Wisconsin, Duke.
Oh,
Wisconsin over Duke.
I hate it.
See you next
All right.
week.
Santa Clarita, thank you. You're listening to the Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John on AM-1220 KHTS. We'll be back next week with more stuff.